Hi, this is Steve, K8BZ. In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to use N3FJP's logging program called Amateur Contract Log, or AClog, to do tasks related to organizing and responding to QSL requests. I think you'll find these features a big time saver, especially when you start receiving a lot of cards. It can be very time consuming and labor intensive to do this manually with a paper log or through other means. So hopefully you'll find this useful. I'd like to take a few seconds before we get started to mention a few things about your actual QSL card that you have printed to send out. Make sure you include these things in addition to the normal name and address and so on. Make sure you include your CQ zone, your grid square, your state, and your county. Those are things that a lot of folks want your QSL card specifically to confirm that they worked your CQ zone, state, county, grid square, and so on. If you don't have those on your card, I've even had people that are county hunters that have asked me, if you don't have your county on your card, please write it on to make sure that your county is on there, because they're actually trying to get awards for working as many counties or working all counties. So if you don't think of that initially, you may cause a lot of inconvenience for certain people that are trying to get that confirmed. So just that quick mention to make sure you include those things on your QSL card. I've noticed on some of the ham radio blogs, hams question sometimes if QSL bureaus are still used today. Well, the answer is yes. This is an example of a package I received from the QSL Bureau on October 23rd, Friday, October 23rd of 2020. There were 78 cards in this incoming package from the QSL Bureau. So they are still being used, and if you start chasing awards, and in particular DXCC, you're going to have to depend on some cards or some confirmations that you can't get through Logbook of the World. So for these ARRL awards, some of these hams don't use Logbook of the World, so you're either going to have to pay postage in two directions, which can be $6 or $7 in two directions sometimes to send your card and send the return postage, or sometimes you can depend on a QSL bureau and save that money. $6 or $7 once in a while for a card isn't that bad if it's something you really need, but if you're going to go for DXCC, doing that 100 times can be cost prohibitive. So the tools in N3FJP help you deal with QSL bureau requests and just QSLing in general also, but can be a big time, energy, and money saver to use these tools to send large numbers of QSL cards. The first card we're going to check in our list of cards that came from the Bureau is from IK5 BSC, and as you may remember from a previous video, if you put the call sign in the call field and tab, it will show a list of any contacts, and we're just going to check and verify that this agrees with the information. He's got 11/25 of 2018, which is good, and the date or the time 13:58, which he logged at the same time I did, 20 meters CW, so we're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is left click on that, and it will bring up this menu to print a QSL strip. Now you can fill out cards by hand and indicate that you responded or received a QSL in your log. You can print peel and stick stickers. What I do is I had my cards printed with the information on the front, all of the information for my call sign and zone and all that, and address on the front, and I left the back of the card totally blank. So I'm going to print this as if it's a strip of peel and stick stickers. You have to set up the information here on the size of the peel and stick stickers, but I'm not going to use stickers. I'm going to print it right on the back, directly on the back of the QSL card. So I have it all set up to print, and all I have to do is click print, and select the right printer is selected by default, and I'm going to I have my QSL card loaded directly into the printer, and I'll show you in an insert how I do that. Now this is what happens when I click OK. It's actually going to print the information right on the back of the QSL card. And I'll just go over to the printer and pop it out of the printer, and we'll show you how that works.
And here's my QSL card that I use for bureau cards. It has all my information printed on the front, and the back is blank. And I wanted it, there's no blanks on here to fill in. I had these cards made specifically for this purpose so I could use the printer, because I do send a lot of cards and it saves me a lot of time. So basically, with the LaserJet printer that I selected that has a document feeder in the front, I put my QSL card in and I tell it to print on the computer. And this is a LaserJet printer, so it doesn't print in color, which is fine for QSL cards. And the card comes out the back of the printer, back here, and I'll try to get this so you can see it. I'll scan this and give you a better view later on. So that prints that QSL information for IK5BSC directly on the card.
Now, after the QSL card is printed, we want to go back here and change the starting row back to 1, or it'll move the area where it starts printing down the card. So we're finished here. Last thing we need to do, I'm going to go up here to this contact. You'll see over here where QSL sent and received by, we want to indicate on here that we sent and received a QSL card. The L means LOTW, or Logbook of the World. And over here we're going to click it to show that this has been uploaded to Club Log. The B is for Club Log, the L is for Logbook of the World, and the C means I sent a printed paper QSL card for this contact. So this one is finished. And you'll see over here it shows that the QSL card was received and sent. Now, the next one I have is from EA7TG. Now, this station sent a QSL card just for one contact, and it was for an RTTY contact on November 11, which is this contact right here. So that's the only QSL that he sent. Now, in the past, when I've had multiple contacts with a station and I've sent a QSL card just for the contact that they confirmed, I got another card later on for another contact and another one later on for another contact. So for this, where I have multiple contacts, I select all of them and I'm going to confirm them all. So if I get later on, I get requests to confirm additional contacts, I'll know that I've already sent them, and it saves me some time. So I'm going to go up here to print QSL strip. Now this will only print 5 at a time. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. So let me go back and change this. I'm going to go back up here and just select 3, 4. I'm going to select 4, and then I'll print the last 3 on a second card. So we're going to print a QSL strip.
So we've got our QSL card. We're going to load it in the printer. The LaserJet printer takes just a minute to warm up. And we're going to tell the PC to print the card. And we'll take the card from the back of the printer. And you'll see the all 4 of those selected contacts have been printed on the back of the card. So we'll do I think there's 3 more remaining. We'll do those on a second card. Then all of the contacts for this station have been confirmed. And here's a scan of the back of all 3 cards that we just printed. I also use a little link stamp to show that the confirmations were verified by K8BZ. You'll see QSL managers use those quite a bit if they're confirming contacts for one of the people that they manage QSLs for. But at any rate, you can see it's all the information necessary is printed right on the back of the card. You don't have to fill out anything by hand. Searching the logs to find these contacts is just a matter of entering their call sign and tabbing out of the call sign field. It'll bring up a list of all of the contacts. So it's really a time saver when you start working toward DXCC, and if you get a lot of cards through the Bureau, you're going to find that these are very useful tools to have. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or email me at k8bz@arrl.net. Thanks for watching.